Good morning, grade 6. So, once again, we are going to have a new lesson for our subject for our third week in science. Okay, so let us proceed. So, first, let us review. So, last time we have learned about invertebrates, and invertebrates are animals that have no backbone. Very good. So, today we are going to have a new lesson. So, what can you describe about this picture? So, there are turtles, fishes. So, di iniinisa sa swimming pool or it is in the ocean or the coral reefs. Next, there are giraffes, grasses, ano pa gid, damo mga vegetation. So, it is in the grasslands. Next, about ka namin isang lugar. May mga mako, may mga I think it is a leopard. Okay? So, we are in the tropical rain forest. How about here? Very clear ang water, may mga mangroves. So we are in the mangrove swamp. So those places that we saw is what we call an ecosystem. So I hope nga nakabati na kamo sini. Okay, so what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is any place where organisms live and interact with other living things and with their environment. So it is composed of biotic and abiotic factors. So what is a biotic factors? Biotic means living and abiotic means non-living. So those are the examples for biotic, plants, animals, fungi, and bacteria, meaning nagakabuhi. And abiotic, which means non-living, examples, water, sunlight, soil, air, and temperature. So the interactions between, meaning may mga relationship ni sila, between biotic and abiotic factors bring about the production, transfer, and storage of energy components within the system. So if left undisturbed, ecosystem will regulate and maintain its existence even for a long time. So self-sustaining iniya ang ecosystem because there is a relationship diya between sa mga biotic and abiotic factors. So wherever there are plants, there will also be animals, of course. And all plants and animals, visible and invisible to the naked eye, are called organisms. So a group of organisms having the same characteristics form species. So if ang organisms maggrupo-grupo, nga sang isig kapareho manila, we will call them species, one species, and same species form a population. Take note. So several populations of living things form a community. So we have come up with a specific to general classification sang animals in a ecosystem. First is ang organism, species, population, and community. So a community of plants and animals living together are related to one another. How? So we are going to discuss different roles in the relationship that exists in an ecosystem because hambalta ang different plants and animals nga nagakabuhi together are related to one another. So we'll discuss about it. First, we were going to discuss about an ant colony. An ant colony has the tree as their home. So the ants may feed on the fruits in other small animals living on the same tree. Of course, so other animals like the birds may eat the ants and bigger animals may eat the birds. So the ants kaunon sang birds, ang birds kaunon sang dako pagid nga animal. And relationships therefore exist within these organisms in order for them to survive or may process nga kung paano sila nagakabuki or naga-interact. Now we are going to discuss the roles or relationship man sa ecosystem. So the roles includes producers, consumers, scavengers, and decomposers. So producers make comes from the word produce o kung naga-create, so make their own food and use energy from the sunlight to turn raw materials into food by the process of photosynthesis. So ano ang mga producers or ang primary ginisa nga source sang ginakaon? Okay? Or nga pagkaon. Ang mga plants, algae, blue, green, nga mga tanom. Okay? Mga tanom gini sa primarily. So how about consumers? So kita consumers man kita. Consumers cannot make their own food or feed directly or indirectly on producers for food and energy. So how does these organisms differ? So different ang mga species nila kag ang mga characteristics nila. So we have the primary consumers, and primary consumers are heterotrophs that feed on producers. Since producers or autotrophs are typically plants, primary consumers are herbivores, and secondary consumers feed on primary consumers. So nabilong kita gali sa secondary consumers. So let us see. So the different types of consumers includes herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. So ang herbivore eats plants and carnivore eats animals, and omnivore eat both plants and animals. How about some scavengers? Scavengers including coyotes, crows and ravens, vultures, and many other species of animal play a major role in maintaining a healthy habitat because they eat dead animals and that are a health hazard to living animals as they can spread disease. So ginakaon nila sa mga scavengers. So meaning sa scavengers, nag-scavenge sila sa mga food or sa mga bilin-bilin sa mga consumers o kung mga main consumers kid sa kasi na nga area. But scavengers quickly break down the dead biomass and everyone in the ecosystem benefits. Let's move on to the decomposers. What are decomposers? They are organisms that consume dead or decaying organisms and act as cleaners of the environment, nagalimpyo sa environment. Decomposers actually live on their food, and primary decomposers are bacteria and fungi. Now let's move on to their relationships. Parasitism, mutualism, commensalism, predation, and competition. So, let us discuss each of them individually. So, what is symbiosis? Kung makabati ka mo sa sininga word, what is it? Symbiosis is an interaction between two different species where at least one of them is benefited. Okay? Interaction with isa sa ila nagabenepisyo gid. It simply means living together. Or this includes parasitism and mutualism. So what is parasitism? Parasitism is the relationship between two plants or animals in which one benefits from the other, not necessarily killing the other plant or animal. So pila ang naga-benefit sa sining relationship? Isa. Very good. But hindi wala ginapatay ang host niya o kung ginakuha niya sang food. Two general types of parasites, endoparasites and ectoparasites. Endoparasites means inside your body and ectoparasites means outside your body. Examples ng endoparasites is ang mga ringworm while ang ectoparasites is ang mga lamok. Okay? Next, mutualism. Mutualism is a symbiotic relationship between two or more species where both parties benefit. Nagabenepisyo gid ang duwa. So for example, ang tulabong kag ang karbaw ginakaon sang tulabong ang ano gani ang mga ginakali sang karbaw. So